All right, so we got one of them going. Say hi to Mr. Noel.
What?
Say hi to Mr. Noel. Oh, look at that. All right, so now we're just waiting on Pastor Jeff. So my guess is probably one of those devices should be muted.
Let's see.
Okay.
Super sensitive this one.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so lower that a little bit. Is this something that? Where's the?
Where are they?
There it is.
Wait.
They're in the sound booth.
You want to hold it? Sure.
Concern here is how will you hear Jeff? Because if he uses the mic on this iPad and it comes out the house speakers, then you're going to get the feedback loop situation if he doesn't have like an earbud.
So if he uses his phone from the pulpit, I'll see his face, he'll see my face. The volume, there should be no reverb.
Okay.
I thought we were going to eat.
So I'm pretty sure that we just, like, what we got on day of,
Yeah.
what we're looking to have is Jeff and me, and perhaps one iPad looking at the congregation. Hey, there's another person.
Hey. Wow, this is weird.
So
He's
the
in the auditorium.
more,
Oh, hey.
so the more we have boxes open, the smaller the pictures will be. I think
Maybe I should just end the call.
you should be able to select which boxes you want to be the biggest among those, I think, but I'm not positive. Oh yeah, so I'm not able to be making. Okay. So I told both Pastor Jeff and Amy 2 o'clock. My calculations were a bit off. Sorry.
It's all right. You weren't off by 7. I was like 7. I'm like, wait a minute. What time do you think it?
Hey, what are you doing? How to mute should be working.
How to mute what?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so if you touch the screen on the iPad, you should see a panel across the top that has volume and microphone.
No,
How about
we
now?
need it out this way.
I usually go
Oh,
like that.
yeah. It's just,
Oh, I recognize that hallway.
I should because there's fewer speakers.
It's one of my favorite hallways on the earth.
It's actually freezing cold hallway right now.
Does Dad
Oh,
have to wear
huh.
That doesn't sound tempting.
Yeah, to you it would be freezing cold, probably. So, are you guys, Rob? Are you thinking of multiple?
Dad wanted me to.
Why do you want multiple? Why do you have multiple windows up?
So that would be a question for Jason. Like my ultimate thing is I want to be able to have you and me have a conversation, and I was asking, I'd like a picture, 3 pictures of the auditorium so that I can like actually see who I'm talking to.
Oh, yeah.
So even if we only have 2 devices or 3 devices open instead of 5, if I had someone take a picture, one on the left side, middle, right side, and send them to me, that way I can take a look at who I'm looking at. That would just be kind of, it would multiply my benefit, like for my personal well-being.
Yeah.
I hear only one of you, I think. Well, watch what happens when I mute mine. So that should, I think what you want to do is to mute on FaceTime on the iPad, like whatever the controls that are actually on FaceTime, there should be somewhere on that screen that has both the speaker and the microphone.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, I just can't. Because there's like a public.
Interesting. So is the MacBook also unmuted? Because I only hear one of you, and I don't hear any feedback from you. Okay, so we're only hearing, right, so then we're only hearing the iPad. Here. Tell Caleb I love him too.
What did he say?
He said, tell Caleb I love you.
I'm here, Jason. I don't think-
Oh yeah, you definitely have that iPad muted. That's very interesting. So question is, do we have to have that iPad with FaceTime going? Because the iPad is what you're gonna run the stream through, right? So you're just gonna basically drop the MacBook screen onto the iPad. So the iPad doesn't have to have the Facebook going, right?
Probably not a lot. We were doing that so that, I think, so that Jeff could use this at the pulpit, right? Wasn't that the theory?
There's no volume coming out your face.
The lips are moving, but that's it.
How about now?
Now you're on, but
Okay.
that was equivalent to the light is on but nobody's home.
So, yeah, I'm definitely coming out the house speakers now through the Mac, through the iPad.
Through the iPad, okay.
But I mean, it's, I just hit the microphone off button
You're
and,
gone.
Back.
so testing 1, 2, 3, microphone
Yeah, I
off,
hear
testing
you
1,
now.
2, 3,
Now
testing.
it's gone.
Okay, that's good. So you could do this from the pulpit then, Jeff?
But I think he can just use his own phone.
True.
If we start the stream the same way, the conversation the same way,
Yep.
I call it, I start a group
Yep.
that has the MacBook, his phone, and me. Then there'll be 3 screens open,
Yep.
and then you'll take the MacBook stream and dump it on the iPad through the iStreaming, whatever it is thing you guys use.
Correct. And like right now, I have you on the back wall screen, so I can see your face. I'm staring right at you.
How did you do that?
Because the MacBook goes to the back screen.
Okay, but not the front screen.
Well, it's on the front screens too, on my left and right.
All three.
It's on all 3 TVs.
So then how does it then stream out of there?
I'm sorry?
How does it stream to like YouTube, Facebook,
Yeah.
server audio?
So
Is that
that's
through the iPad?
that's through, because the MacBook also goes to the ATEM Blackmagic device.
I got it. Yeah. I got it
And
now.
I'm actually sending that right now to a test stream. And let's see here. Here it is. So this is actually YouTube on my
There I
phone.
am. Yeah, you just saw me getting rid of some of my Taco Tuesday gas.
Yep, so that's YouTube right now on my phone.
Glad we could be here for that.
Listen, Taco Tuesday was my favorite food day of the week for the first couple weeks. And then it started really creating other issues that nobody in this world needed. So Taco Tuesday has now been not eating tacos.
Oh, man.
I did have some beef fajita mix that was edible, well, better than edible, it was pretty good. I don't know what the ramifications are gonna be.
Yet to be determined. Yeah. Well, we're glad you're many thousands of miles away.
Listen, in about 30 minutes, I'm gonna be jogging, and it's gonna be an interesting test of physics and the like, biology.
Awesome. Oh, that's delightful.
Overall, I would say the latency here is perfectly workable. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, good.
Cool.
So you don't have to have this iPad up here at the pulpit, Jeff. You won't need this with you.
Okay.
And we'll do exactly like we're doing here, where Pastor Rob will be on the back screen. You can literally look right at his face on the back screen. He'll see probably the side of your face, however you have your phone, I guess, right?
So is that what I would be doing? I would be showing my face on my phone, Rob, so that you can see me communicating with you?
Yeah, I would think so. I think it would kind of make it easier to have a conversation if I can see your face while we're doing it. It doesn't have to be, I'll do whatever, like, I'm game for whatever. Just, this is kind of how it's working in my head, is like you and I would be like looking at one another, kind of like when we do the podcast.
Yes.
From a distance. I just think this is the picture quality on this is better than Zoom.
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely. When we were talking yesterday, Rob, I noticed that, like, it's definitely much better. Yeah.
And the other option for you, Jeff, you could use this iPad at the pulpit, and there's just a button you have to hit to turn the mic on and off. Otherwise, you get a little feedback.
Okay, which is what you were doing. You were sort of toggling that on and off earlier.
Yep.
Okay. I'm happy to use my phone. I can have it charged up and ready to go. I'm happy to use that. That's probably easiest from my perspective.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, I'd agree.
Do I need to help in any way in getting those other cameras faced at the audience, Rob? Or is that something like Amy's gonna do, or?
I think I can have, so long as it falls on a non-drill weekend, I could have Drew do it.
Okay.
I think it falls on a drill weekend, so I think he's not gonna be able to.
Okay.
Jason, it's not a drill weekend for you, is it, August 6th?
It is not. I will be here for that.
Sweet. Okay, so Aiden can probably take pictures with his phone and send them to me on Signal, just as long as, I'll make sure that he understands what I'm looking for. I wanna see the best he can without going crazy. The faces of the people on the left, the faces of the people in the middle, the faces of the people on the right, so I can know who I'm talking with.
Yeah.
Right. And next year, what we'll do is we'll buy a front-mounted PTZ camera.
Lord willing, there will be no need for next year.
All right. So what do we think? This is workable?
I think it's great, but you're able to see it more fully.
Yep. And then, so whatever you did to set this meeting up, if you just do that, it was really easy. It was very obvious to me that you had the meeting up and running.
So the question that I have to ask you is like, which phones am I calling? I'm going to call the MacBook for sure. That's my email address. Mm-hmm. I'm going to call Jeff's phone. Mm-hmm. Am I just doing those two, and then there'll be the three of us?
Yeah, I don't think you don't need the iPad. You can add it if you want to as a backup, I guess, but we won't plan on using it.
The downside to the well, see, you're controlling. So on the screen, can I see what you see on the TV screen right now?
Say that again.
Can you turn the camera on the iPad around?
Yep. Hold on. Actually, I guess I can just do it that way.
I'm gonna mute myself, Rob, so I can go look too.
Oh, wow, okay, so that's super easy. All right, even though we have those other screens on, it doesn't seem like it's much of I don't see any of the other screens, I just see two of us.
You can see the other screens in a sort of a
smaller
fashion on the side.
Got it, okay.
Yours is clearly front and center and very easy to see. Everyone will be able to see it quite easily.
Great. All right, that's fantastic.
What do you think, Jeff?
I like it.
Think this will work?
I think it'll work too.
Oh, okay, so your mic might be a little sensitive. We might have to think about that too then.
So I can mute my mic.
All right, so
Can you hear me if I mute?
what do we do? So
No.
that's the next piece we need to work on.
So if you unmute when you talk, can you try that again?
Okay, Rob. Let's go to
Yep, mute. Do
Is
you,
the greatest day.
do you have any
I
kind of a
am the
device,
luckiest man alive, whatever it is that Bruce Garrett
Bluetooth
said.
device?
I have headphones that are corded, and
Yeah.
the mic, it doesn't, they don't work
Okay.
well.
I think he's gonna have to do the iPad solution. His mic is too hot on his phone.
Okay,
So it's this. It's whenever you want to talk, just
Because
unmute here and then
when we do this one, you can't, it's not doing the same thing.
it's not nearly as
Yeah,
bad,
right,
no.
right.
So this is hot,
Yup,
so there's a little bit, but it's not too bad.
yup.
And then you just tap that to turn it like
okay,
that.
so the iPad is the way to go?
The camera is right here.
Where's, yeah.
Yeah, just let
Oh,
me know
so
what
it's
you're
this
thinking.
one, okay, yeah. So my phone is what I was, okay.
Because I drink my.
Yeah, that's
Island
fine. So we'll
Springs
just-
carbonated natural
That
mineral
morning,
water.
Yeah.
set it up
We have to have this ready to roll.
and sort of go right from the get-go with it, maybe. Maybe we just open the service with this,
Open
no?
this. I like what he's thinking. Might be best to open the service with this.
Okay,
Because we'll have it all ready to go. We'll already be ready to go. You can be standing by. I'll have like the countdown timer because that'll be a different piece on the MacBook. But then when we're ready, I'll just transition away from this, from the, not PowerPoint, Keynote. I'll transition out of Keynote, flip the MacBook screen over to this FaceTime, and you'll be there, and then you guys can just run.
okay. Sounds great. How's the reverb right now?
It's okay. We're hearing a little bit of reverb, but it's okay.
So it's reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of that's coming from
Are you guys at the pulpit right now? It looks like it.
We're both at the pulpit.
Okay.
He's standing right next to me.
Yes, because I'm thinking the further out the mic is, the more it's gonna get the sound waves from the speakers. The further back you are, the less you're gonna hit it.
Test it. I also forgot that I have the pulpit mic
Oh,
on.
that's,
yeah.
Okay, well, so that might just be another way that it'll improve without having those extra sources.
Right.
All right, so the next thing, I think the rest is, Jeff and I will work out, exactly what we want to do, how, you're gonna ask me some questions, I'm gonna answer some questions. I would assume that I'll give somewhat of a little charge type, could say something very sweet and eloquent, nice. Only 77 minutes or so since I haven't preached there so long.
I'll just go sit down. Yeah, we'll talk about, it's
All right,
simple
are you
questions,
guys-
that just leading, that just sort of let you run with them,
Sure, okay. Are you guys satisfied with where we're at techie-wise?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Hey, thanks so much for setting this up, Jason, Jeff, for
Yeah.
getting, jumping on 2 hours early. Thank you, Amy.
What's the date today?
Today is the,
So we're still 4 weeks out.
yes.
Okay. Do you think we'll leave one more dress rehearsal at the end? That would be good, right?
I kind of think you're the one to determine that, I think so.
I think we're fine. This was easy.
If it was easy.
I think we're
we
good.
could
If-
get it connected a little early before the service.
Yeah, I'm thinking it might be helpful if we, at 9:30 or something,
Yeah.
just kind of get connected, make sure that we're still
Absolutely.
solid. And then, we can either mute it at that point, so that it's not interfering, or whatever,
Because there are no like time limits on FaceTime, right?
No. correct.
Yeah, so we should plan on being here early, have it all up and running, just to mute it out.
Yeah.
Because I think when you mute your end, if you mute your end, I don't think anything happens, right? I hear nothing. And if you have your end muted and I have mine mic muted. Anything? Nothing. I got nothing. Yeah, so with your mic muted and my mic muted, nothing comes out the house speakers, so that will be distracting for people coming in.
Perfect.
We'll just have it all standby.
So morning of, I'm calling the MacBook, which is my email address, and I'm calling the iPad or Jeff's?
iPad.
iPad, okay, so that's the Dr. R.C. Clark.
Okay.
2. All right.
And then whoever your person is with a camera to take pictures or whatever.
Easy day.
They
Okay.
won't be able to take the pictures until like when the service starts, because by then people will still be coming in.
I know, yeah. Yeah, wait 10 minutes and then you say, oh, people did come.
Yeah. Well, what we could try to do is, we let people know a week early, try to be in your seat early, or maybe even have someone in the lobby on that morning, get people in here early, so that we can be prepared for this since we're starting the service.
Yep.
Okay, that's good.
Cool. All right, thank you guys so much, appreciate it.
Thank you,
Miss
Rob.
you. Bye-bye.
Yep, that's good. Yeah, that way having it all set up, ready to go, I think
Yep.
is optimal, so we're not having to fiddle with stuff during.
Yeah, just start the service with that, otherwise it would just be really awkward
Yep,
and,
for sure.
distracting and
Yep.
clumsy and all that.
Yep, and doing getting it all up and going before even is good.
Yes, make sure it's actually,
Yep.
make sure it's actually working
No
okay.
technology, something that worked today might be some weird
Yeah.
oversight or operator error
Yeah,
or
we'll-
technology doing its weird, unpredictable thing.
Right, we'll find out Sunday morning that the bandwidth on the base is catastrophic, there's no bandwidth,
Exactly,
or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah, exactly.
Anyway, all right, we'll see you.
Thank you, Jason, appreciate it, man.